Welcome on the channel Voices of Reddit. Today we have an intriguing story about the
I'm 16 and my parents want to change my identity. The story of my name. I'm a 16-year-old male and I'm the youngest child in my family. My parents have several kids and all of my older siblings were named after family members, following a long-standing tradition that both my dad's and mom's families strongly preferred. Each of my siblings carries a name that honors a relative, which made the extended family happy and upheld the family legacy. By the time my parents were expecting me, they were feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to continue this naming tradition. They had already named several children after family members and wanted the freedom to choose a name based on their own preferences. They felt it was time to break away from the expectations and select a name that they genuinely liked without considering family obligations. So they decided to take a stand. They told their families that they were going to choose a name based on their personal taste and not adhere to the family tradition anymore. They were determined to assert their independence in this decision. That's how they ended up naming me Sunny. Yes, it's often considered the feminine spelling of Sunny, but I've never minded that. I don't think having a U instead of an O makes it a girly name. To me, it's unique, cheerful, and it suits me well. When I was around 10 years old, I started noticing that my parents seemed to have some regrets about my name. They began occasionally calling me by my middle name, which felt strange because I had always been called Sunny. I remember telling them that it was weird and that I preferred my first name. They would stop for a while but then bring it up again later. It was confusing because I didn't understand why they were suddenly uncomfortable with the name they had chosen for me. By the time I was 13, they asked me if I ever went by a nickname or if I wanted to start using one. I told them no. I was happy with my name as it was. I didn't see the need to change it or use a nickname when I felt that Sunny represented who I am. Last year, they mentioned that some kids choose to change their names before graduating high school because they want something that sounds more grown-up or professional. They also pointed out that changing it before getting a diploma or degree could save the added expense and hassle of updating official documents later on. I responded by saying that if people want to do that, it makes sense for them, but I personally didn't have an issue with my name. I even remarked that it must be tough to hate your own name, highlighting that I didn't share that feeling. About 6 months ago, my parents brought up the topic again. They told me that I looked like a James, nicknamed Jamie. When I asked them why they thought that, they said I just had that look. They asked me what I thought of the name, and I told them that while I liked the name Jamie, I still preferred Sunny. They then asked if I liked the name Luke, and I said no. It seemed like they were trying to find a name that I might be willing to adopt, but I wasn't interested. In June, they approached me more seriously about the idea of changing my name. They asked if I would consider allowing them to change it to something different. They confessed that they felt they had named me as a way of rebelling against their families, but now felt guilty about it. They expressed concern that Sunny might not be taken seriously as a man's name, and that it might not serve me well in adulthood. They said they deeply regretted their decision and wanted to make things right before it was too late. I told them that I didn't want to change my name. I shared that I had always loved the way they talked about finding my name, how it was a symbol of their independence and personal choice. To me, it was a special story that made my name even more meaningful. I appreciated that they had chosen something unique for me and that it represented a break from tradition. They insisted that their feelings had changed and that they believed a name that's cute, light, and full of hope might not be appropriate as I enter adulthood. They seemed to think that it could hinder me in some way, perhaps professionally or socially. They were genuinely worried about how others might perceive me because of my name. Last week, they took it a step further. They obtained the paperwork for a legal name change and presented me with 3 alternative name options, asking me to pick one. The names were traditional and common, like James and Alexander. They said they really didn't want to live with the guilt of having given me a name they now regretted. They urged me to consider changing it for their peace of mind and for my future. I stood my ground and told them that I'm not changing my name just because they regret the choice they made years ago. I emphasized that how I feel about my name is what's important now. It's my identity, and I'm comfortable with it. I reminded them that I like my name and that it has become an integral part of who I am. They argued that I should at least think about their feelings and consider my future, questioning whether I'll be taken seriously with the name Sonny. They brought up concerns about potential employers or colleagues not respecting me because of my name. They seemed to believe that a more traditional name would offer me better opportunities and help me be perceived as more mature. I understand that they have concerns, but I believe that my name doesn't define my capabilities or how others perceive my professionalism. I think it's unique and memorable, and I don't see it as a hindrance. In today's world, many people have unique names, and society is becoming more accepting of diversity in names and backgrounds. It's been a difficult situation because I love my parents and don't want them to feel bad, but at the same time, I don't want to change a fundamental part of my identity to accommodate their regrets. I wish they could see that I'm happy with who I am and that my name hasn't caused me any problems so far. I'm hoping they'll come to accept my decision and support me as I am. I want them to understand that their initial choice gave me a name that I cherish, and that changing it now would feel like losing a part of myself. I believe that embracing who we are, including our names, is important, and I hope they can come to terms with that.
Thank you for watching. In addition to this story, we have other equally intriguing videos that we recommend you check out.